Hello. My name's Nate, and I'm going to be making a little tutorial guide for the Alfador Derby that we got coming up here in the Jets community. We have Millennial pre-flag sets going on, which involves randomized bosses, early pendant charge, Zeal 2 as a possible ending boss instead of Lavos. Basically, just for this, it's kind of like a little tutorial on how to play under these flag sets. And maybe like what I'm thinking of also as we're like routing through the seed and all that. But yeah, so we have a Alfador Derby coming up, and it's gonna be the play-ins. We've got until the 30th to do some fun little asyncs, and we're just gonna familiarize ourselves and see what's gonna go down for that. So I'm planning on going through all 3 go modes, just so we know what's up. And there's no randomized gear healing items in this one, so it won't be that bad. I'll explain more too whenever we go through more of this seed. But anyway, let's go through some Jets of Time. Frog and Luca's a pretty good start. Frog is somebody that you would need to have for the Magus Castle go mode, which would involve having to find the Masamune sword piece and the hilt. And then you would proceed to go through Magus Castle, and we'd go to the Ocean Palace from there. Let's fly around. We start off at 600 AD always. Power tap in here, and it's a +4. I'll take like 11, and probably like 2 revives, and that's it. No. Yes. Cool. So let's go. Power tabs did roll +4. They can roll between 1 and 4. I like to grab these chests. You can sell those items. Another market up here. Nice, some ethers, so I want to grab at least 30 should be fine. Take 20. I'm trying to save 9,900 for the snail stop check. Talk to the commander right here first. This will be for our setup for bridge, which will happen a little bit later in the run. There is a power tab in this cave up here where you would put the moonstone. It's in 600 only. And since they rolled a 4, I really would like to collect as many of those as I can. This is a really popular grinding spot, the forest here. And we'll take on these 3 fellers. Your second and fourth attacks are always going to crit no matter what. Make sure your weaker party member takes out the one with the lowest health. And since I want the power tab down here, I'm just gonna hug the trees. Snag that. There's a shelter in this bush. And this encounter here is also another one that we would love to take. Frog, you get that one over there. I typically like to attack enemies that are closer. So like, Frog got the one that was really close to him. And same with Luca. Flare and water too is fantastic to have. But now, we're just gonna check out the shop here. If I can land. I don't think did I see anything I wanted? No. Route this way. And this is where most runners are usually gonna make a little pit stop over by where this pyramid is here. There's a town, the Elder's house, where there's this power, a magic and a speed tab. Nice. Speed tabs in this flag setting are always going to roll a 1 no matter what you do. And this is going to be the first key item check. However, there's also a vendor right here in case you need them. Might take a peek at that flash blade if we don't find a good weapon for Frog. You want to talk to the Sody Pop man right here to borrow his tools. And the residence right here. And this is going to be the first key item check most of the time. And it's jerky. So let's go to Toma's grave. There's a speed tab right behind here. And Snail Stop holds a key item where Jerky would be in vanilla. Bent Sword. Yeah, I'll take it. Since that's 2/3 of Magus Castle Go mode now. Now, since we have Jerky, we're going to the past anyway. So I'm going to turn this in and get that out of the way. And I'm just curious to see what key items... Well, it's not going to be a key item. Usually they're going to hold a really nice weapon or armor. Once you turn in the Jerky and you returned in 1000. The Prism Specs, oh yeah, I'm taking that. That's a 50% increase to all damage. All of it. You can do a cat validation pet there. And this is a free shelter. And now, we're gonna go to Cathedral. Cathedral's where 2 characters are locked behind Cathedral. Yeah, that's fine. I like to organize, save. I'll be using Frog's water too, since it's cheaper on the MP cost. What'd you find? And now we're gonna find out who we're gonna have. Hello. This is a pretty decent party to have. I just gotta check out what his tech list is too. They've got nice dual techs. Fire Sword 1 and 2, X Strike. Frog also having a heal is really good to have, considering Chrono and Luca are offensive. Dark Saber for Chrono, so that's perfect. There is a power tab back here. Nah, I can't do that. Actually, yes I can. I'm gonna switch out his bandana and give this to Frog for the extra speed. And then I want to switch him out. Life. Yeah. We're gonna grab the bromide right here. What the bromide's gonna do for us is, usually whenever we clear bridge, the check there, you can turn it into the residence, which we'll be doing for a power and magic speed tab. So it's a nice little 3-in-1 bundle. I'm gonna do back Cathedral, just because of the fact that Marl and Robo are two characters that do hold key items behind them. Marl has the Prism specs, or the Prism shard. And that's to do the King's Trial in 1000 AD, where Yakar 13 would be. And Robo is for the desert check. You need him to clear, to help Fiona out, doing his little farming, all that fun stuff, and so we're gonna see who's back here. We also have randomized bosses on too, so we're not gonna know who the boss is. It could be Yakra though. I've had things happen like that where some bosses are in their vanilla spots, and it's gonna happen, which is fine. Which is A-okay. You should like to save up here. I'm gonna have to grab some more shelters after this, it looks like. Just keep running through here. And you can run through the middle there. You don't have to worry. As long as you're like lined up with the door, they're not gonna touch you. I wanted to make this just to help out newer players. Or if somebody would just want to play this randomizer in general and kind of have a little idea what the boss randomization's like. Okay, so Chrono... I think... Elder Spawn is gonna be pretty easy. There's 2 parts to them. You don't want to hit the shell, or else they'll do the needle disorder, and that can hurt. And since Yakr's a 1-part boss, this is going to take into consideration, since there's 2 parts of Elder Spawn here, that like his health is going to be like a little bit lower to make up for this part up here. So we shouldn't have too much longer yet. So what's Back Cathedral going to do for us? It's going to send us to the castle next. Kind of like a little fast travel. And there's going to be a character check where Marl is in the vanilla game. So that's the plan next. And since Frog has water too, I kind of want to show a little trick in case you find a party member that has Ice 2, Water 2, or Luca has Flare, Magus has Dark Matter, that'll work also. Ayla is very good. Very, very good. Which I think I'm going to do that. The thing with Ayla and Magus and Robo is, since they technically cannot learn magic at the end of time, their tech list is going to make them go beyond their first 3 techs that you can get or require, compared to like Chrono, Luca, Marl, and Frog. Since with Luca, she's only going to learn these 3 things until we reach the end of time and talk to Specchio. But Ayla is going to be able to go past this cat attack, and she'll be learning her 4th tech until the very end, since she doesn't technically need to learn magic, and neither does Frog or Robo and Magus. So let's just save the game. And we're gonna go grind at the desert spot. So like I said, if you do have Water 2, Ice 2, or Flare, along with Dark Matter, perfect, because this is a nice little grind spot that you can do early game. And there it is. And being very high level early is going to make your run so much easier. It's going to flow way smoother. Way smoother. I usually tend to take all the fights down here. Some people might say that this might not be worth doing, but in the end of the day, you'll be getting a lot of XP and some tech points. Randomized bosses can be pretty tricky, especially at Bridge. since you won't be able to know who the boss is until you get at the end of bridge, like where Zombor is at, well, if it happens to be a boss that might be resistant to physical attacks like the Giga Mutant, well, you just wasted probably I'd say around 4 minutes about, to do a check that you can't even finish. And it hurts the soul a little bit whenever that happens. As we get further along in this run too, I'll explain what all the key items are gonna be for you and like what purpose they serve. I'll go through all the dungeons, and I don't recommend doing this chest for newer runners because the boss spawns over here. But if you hug the wall, you can snag it, but just keep hugging the wall. Grab that chest. There's some nice items down here. Mid-tier, since the desert is usually a level 15 check. So nothing too great, but might have found a sword for Frog there. I like to leave this encounter right here, so whenever we're leaving, we can just take it out here and then. So let's go to the fair. The fair is a great place to go to in case you can't find any shelters or revives. There's one guaranteed person that you can buy these off of, which is Melchior. He'll also have items or weapons. I want as many as I can get. Yeah, so if you don't have a weapon for Frog or whomever, besides Magus, you can buy one here. I think Frog his is usually the most expensive, yeah. I don't really think I'm gonna use Chrono that much for this seed. I want to sell this. You can equip items from the shop too. As long as you're up here, like in the buy sell, if you press down and you put your cursor over the characters, I'm gonna click Luca in this case, it'll bring up your equipment tab here, so you don't have to worry about doing that over in the overworld or after the shop. Let's keep selling some more stuff. I want to get rid of that. That and that. This is better. This can go. And I'm gonna buy the Pearl Edge. Some more revives to be safe. You can never go wrong with too many revives. And now we're gonna do some more checks. And since we're already in 1,000, might as well should do Hecarim Cave, so we don't have to travel through time and all that other nonsense. We're level 15, so we'll be able to get through this easily. 23 tech points. You want to make sure before heading into Hecarim Cave that you have some magic. There's enemies in here that are resistant to physical attacks. Hold the A button too to quickly get through these menus. I'm not going to. I'm going to use water 2 instead. The gin bottles in particular are the enemies that are resistant to physical attacks. 25 tech points. That's what makes Heckern Cave a really nice spot to get some techs. I want to also explain how we can see charm is right here. As before, since we can't learn magic yet, we need the gate key and pendant, or like either or. But you can see how she can get charm, but Luca and Frog can't get anything else yet. You can skip this fight right here as soon as you go down. Like the very end of the steps, you want to hold left and down. I'll do some of the easier skips. I don't want to do difficult ones. No need to get confuzzled or overwhelmed about that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's looking like Heckern Cave. All we really need right now is the screen clears from Frog. It's nice to have water too, since flares is a spell that takes longer to cast and it does cost more. 20 tech points. There's also this bat skip here. I'm not doing it, but I've been kind of getting used to taking this encounter anyway. Like, you're not gonna have the desert check all the time. And Heckern Cave is where you can learn a lot of your techs very easily. More so than other dungeons. And these bats will give 15 tech points, I believe. Yeah, 15. Which is pretty solid. I'm gonna give my boy an ether. She's not gonna learn charm, so I just kind of want to skip this fight, so I'm gonna hug the wall. I'm not really in the mood to do that one. And we're gonna come up on our next boss right up here, so let's hit that save point. Shelter up. I kind of like Luca a lot already, so let's do that. Magic tab. Save. Okay. The Golem fight. So let's see, we're gonna do this. Rock throw. And this is gonna be pretty easy, considering since Golem will copy the elemental attacks that you cast, and fire and water are typically the only spells that he'll use that are single target, but with Luca having prism specs on and Flare doing that massive amount of damage, Golem's only going to have around 21 to 2200 hit points here, since the boss spot flag set is turned on. And there's only one Heckern, so they're going to have the same amount of hit points. Okay, so we got the Chrono trigger. That is a key item that is used for Black Omen. Let's see. let us check bridge. Since we're close by, we can route it into here. Our only options left are bridge and Tendadora Mountain anyway. You don't want to... So first off, make sure, like before you enter a dungeon really, especially if you're a newer player, just have a second save just to be safe. In case you do get stuck on a boss and you have to leave really quickly, you can just go back to this one and you won't have to worry about like, oh, I'm going to be like 5 minutes behind because of this and I have to beat Golem again. You also do not have to use a shelter for the bridge check. It's going to heal you automatically as soon as you start it up, which is great. Talk to the chef. You can run up here, and whenever he says, pipe down, what do you know? You can run up the steps. And he'll come over here, giving us that nice power tab, and a key item. The hero medal. I will gladly take the hero medal. That'll give Frog, I believe, prism. It's either the sun shades or the prism specs damage buff 25 to 50%. The barrier and shield status effects. And your critical hit rate also does go up when you have the hero medal. Now that we're on the bridge now, however, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can attack Ozzy 3 times with physical attacks, or, in our case, since we have magic, that's AoE. We're gonna be doing some water 2 stuff here. And it'll take these guys out immediately. Good items do often drop on bridge. The moon armor, pretty decent. And you can actually get into a menu whenever your party after the fight gathers up together. If you press the menu button at just the right time, you'll be able to get into, well, the menu and equip items or heal yourself even in case something happened. But it's difficult. It is, I will not lie. Yeah, just so whenever they bunch up together, just like that. And I kind of mashed X just a little bit before they all grouped up. I kind of get a pretty decent success rate on that, but now I can equip the moon armor and my hero medal. However, let me see, do I want to give him a speed tab? Nah. I'm gonna give him an ether though. Atropos. Fairly straightforward boss fight. Honestly, just DPS her down. Give her just what you got. Whatever your strongest spells are, your physical attackers. That's the end of the fight. Because this is around a level 10 check. We grinded. This is what you do. This is what happens when you grind. It makes all these early fights fairly simple. Cannot emphasize that enough. And we're at the residence now to turn in the bromide check that we did in Cathedral. So what I usually like to do first is I'll go to the chest here, talk to the old man, and then come back over here again. They're talking about the bromide for you. We're gonna do a nice little trade. Magic, speed, and power tab. And since Bridge did give us Hero Medal, we can now check Frog's Burrow. Frog's Burrow is a little special because it holds key item along with a character check. So we're going to see who's hanging out down here and what the item's going to be. Robo. Okay. Ooh, the gate key. That's awesome. Alright, so, gate key. If you find this bad boy, highly suggest that, we turn this in right now. So, where are we going to turn it in at? We're going to go up towards Melchior's place. And right here. It's whenever you fall out of the closet, whenever you're ending, or whenever you're leaving the end of time in vanilla. Nice little imps there that offer you cake as well. It's a free shelter. And what's amazing about finding the gate key so early is now we can go and unlock our magic for Luca, Frog, and Chrono. So I'm gonna go back up here and jump. Return back to Medina Village. Have a nice little free shelter. Thank you, thank you. And then we're gonna go to the end of time now. So we can just hop onto the Epic as soon as whenever we learn magic, and we don't have to go looking for it either. I do want to include Chrono in this, since he can learn magic as well. And this is just going to be like in the vanilla game. Think magic. Doing our 3 rounds here. Cool. So now we have magic for our 3 friends right here. And also a nice little tip. If you find the gate key early, and you're, say, level 1, for example, you don't have any techs at all. Like, you didn't even go grind. It doesn't matter. As soon as you go to learn magic, all of your party members are going to learn their first 3 techs. So you don't have to worry about the grind, and sometimes that can lead into early cathedral checks at level 1, but we're not worrying about that, and that's a no-go. I want to show you this really quick. I'm switching back to Ayla. So I've decided to come to 65 million. This is a free shelter right here. There is a shop, and this hut is here as well. You never know if you might need to find ethers. He sells mid-ethers. This is just another one in case you didn't know this was a shop. And there's also this check here. This is where you would usually change your name in the vanilla game. However, this new does hold a rock. Gold rock. Never know if it's a good one or not. It could be the blue or the black one, which have fairly good triple techs. So, my thought since I got the gate key is it's sending me here for a reason. It's either A, there could be a key item in Reptite, or since we also unlocked 12,000 with the gate key, there could be some items in these two dungeons that are really important, and there is a character check over in Dactyl. So we're gonna do the character check now. This is meant to save. There we go. I hold up right here, just so you can start this encounter very quickly. We're gonna run away from this fight, and by running away, all you have to do is hold the L and R buttons. I like to hold them before the battle starts. You can go into your tech list for a couple seconds, and then you can run away like that. So there are two skips up ahead. They're pretty difficult. I'm gonna try it out. If you get that encounter, it's alright. We can just run away. We can run away from these fights. I'll also put in a guide in the description for Moon Blizzard that explains how all of the skips in Chrono Trigger and Jets of Time work, in case you're curious about how those ones work specifically. Marl's up here. She is a character that holds a key item behind her, which is the Prism Shard. That Prism Shard check would allow us to go to the trial in 1080. I wanted to equip the magic defense. Yeah. Safe helm. Anything good? I want to keep the ruby vest on. Let's save and go into Reptite Lair. Reptite Lair is also a good grinding spot if you don't have a desert available for you. Some people like to wait. You can get secret items. Like, I'll see if I can do it. You want to make sure that whenever they do dig, it'd be like over around here, not up here, or even down. I think down here would work too. Some runners will usually give it like a minute. However, they would like go through the door here and then back in. I'm kind of impatient. Sometimes I won't even check. But since we got pretty lucky here, let's hop in. Might wait a couple seconds. A Fleet Fest is nice for the 10,000 gold that you can get from it. I'm thinking they can dig another hole here, but I really just want to keep on proceeding through. Water 2. Who knows, maybe Marl was the only thing we needed. Because it could be possible that Prism Shard's on Denadora, and that could be how we proceed, or... These are so random at times. Well, I mean, being a randomizer, that honestly every check is a gamble, but I'm kind of thinking that since Marl was a character check here, that the Prism Shard probably has something nice for Go mode. There's 2 chests here. As long as you stand still too, they'll phase right through you. Hold upright, walk to this wall up here, and that's how you can skip this. But like I said, I'm gonna have Moon Blizzard's guide in the description, in case you really want to go in depth with that kind of stuff. Save our game on the second slot. I probably should shelter first. I'm feeling pretty good with like our attack power right now. Charm. I feel like I'd want to give Ayla the power taps. Yeah, since she's a powerhouse. She's compatible with a lot of party members like Frog and Luca, Marl, Chrono, pretty much everyone. Even with her and Robo, there's Beast Toss, which is a very powerful dual tech. Unfortunately, can't be used against Lavos 3. We got Ret Knight here. Thankfully, we got Frog with Water too, so that's gonna lower. Since he's supposed to be in the desert, it's gonna lower his defense with Water too. And you can also Rock Throw the top part of the Ret Knight. Let me do that. She can do some auto attack and stuff. I don't think yet. It missed. I'm thinking this should take it out. If not, one more. And I think Rock Throw also works on the bottom half. Shouldn't be saying I think, I believe it does. Yeah, it does not. So yeah, don't do that. Rock Throw does not work on the legs. Cat Attack will, however. I don't really see a reason why we'd have to heal here. And we're just gonna keep auto attacking with Luca and Frog. Really want to make sure you get the middle dude here. He ran away from me, so that's gonna mean less experience and tech points. But a silver stud is nice to have. Let's see what key item we get. Thomas Pop. Okay. Now, first off, I want to go back here, since it's a free shelter. Drink the sweet water. We've done all the checks we can do right now in 65 million. So let's go and... yeah, let's go back to 600. And by that, I mean we're gonna go to Toma's grave. So that was a mistake on my part, but that's okay. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna route in Giant's Claw into Denadora Mountain. So we can do 2 checks in one go. We don't have to switch any time periods. Mount Woe is really enticing to a lot of players just because it has some pretty good loot. However, it is one of the more difficult ones. You typically want a character with 14 speed to get past the gargoyle encounters, the enemies that can get your health to 1 hit point. They're fairly scary, but Giant's Claw is going to be right here. Level 15 dungeon, or level 18, so this should be fairly straightforward for us. There's a lot of power tabs here too, and since they're rolling 4s, Ayla's going to become even more of a powerhouse. red mail is nice against enemies like the Rust Tyranno boss, Son of Sun. We're gonna see if we can get out of this encounter here. And I'll show you some of the easy skips that you can do in this dungeon. Oh, there's a chest back here. You don't have to touch any of the switches. If you want to play safe, you can save your game. Always second spot. And I have a motto, Giant's Claw is the law. So law starts with the letter L. So left. Snag that power tab. You just want to run straight down. And I'm not even going to menu until we get to the save point. There's no need to lose any time just by equipping every single thing that we get. You hug the walls here so that you get the no encounters here. There's a stone here, so it's the blue rock. Get some more treasure, which is, there's a chest hiding over here. One over here. You can skip this encounter up here just by going past this pole or this torch and going up straight. Now you want to go right. And there's going to be 2 rebels here. Let's see. They're going to give us 50 tech points each. If there's a way to get Frog a better chance to hit the enemies, do that. You want to have a good hit on him, which his stat's 13. He's not going to be hitting that often. I'm gonna use his power tabs right now, just in case Ayla does attack one of them. All I'm gonna do here is hold the X button since we can't use any techs. And all you can really do is hope and pray that you get the 500 here. We're halfway so far. Nice. Mega elixirs too. Looks like we got some tech double in there too, so we learned Charm and Kiss. Dino Tails 93. This next encounter here is gonna give us lots of good stuff. Not so hot start. Ayla and Luca's hit stats are going to be way better than Chrono's, Robo, and Frog. Especially Chrono and Frog, they tend to miss a lot. So whenever you decide to fight some rebels, just check to make sure that your hit stat is pretty good on all of your characters. It's another power tab up this way. Okay, save right here. Shelter. Power of 11. Does he have... He has Cure 2 next, Fire 2. I want to see if he gets Leap Slash soon. There's a dual tech with Ayla and Frog called Dropkick. It is really, really good. Ooh, Mud Imp, okay. Mud Imp's gonna be pretty self-explanatory here. Essentially, all you really want to do is take out the Imp itself. It'll despawn the other two. We can charm the boss. A silver stud. Okay, nice. And the Mud Imp is really, really weak to magical attacks. Yeah, Mud Imp's a boss fight. Prism specs are making this look a lot easier too. Doesn't like magic. As long as you take out the imp, the other two beasts are gonna go down. The Grand Leon, cool. So the Grand Leon isn't necessarily a progressive item in this flag set. However, it is the best weapon that we do have for Frog. So we're gonna equip that sucker on him. And since Denadora Mountain's right here, I'm just gonna menu into this really quick. Nice. Okay, and then Ruby Gun. That's gonna lower her speed a little bit. I kinda wanna keep that. I'll give you the red mail. Power Seal. And we're gonna go through here. Nice. So it's either gonna be this or Mount Woe that holds the pendant for us. We don't have access to Future yet. And those are the last two dungeons that we do have to go through, so let's see if this is going to be something good for us, or no. We're going to find out. These fellers are going to have 50 hit points, even with the hammer. And really, we can run away from a lot of these fights up here. Which is what's going to happen. As I said before, hold the L and R button. And you want to go into your tech menu. For maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and then we can run away. Just hug this right here. Okay. And just be careful of this guy that's going to be here. And you want to make sure you climb up these ladders pretty quickly, but also efficiently, so that you don't get that encounter right there. In this screen right here, you just want to hold right, and then you can hug this over here and grab the chest. Be careful on this screen, you want to go up about right here. And then left. If you do get into that encounter there, it's better to just reset and start the climb again, since it'll take you a little bit to get back up here. You can skip this encounter up here. I've seen other players do this differently, but I like to line myself up right here, like right there, and then I have an Xbox One controller, so I'm just gonna hold left on the directional pad. And you want to hold left, because if you press up at any time, past, like, if you press up, like, right here, you're going to trigger the encounter, so just to be safe, make sure you're, like, over this way. And then for here, we're going to go this, we're holding left and then down, and mountains are nice. And there is also a speed tab to our left. A free chest up here. I sometimes mess up here still. Essentially what I do is I wait until he gets close to the ladder and throws the rocks. And yeah, he's just bouncing. got the Masamune fight right here. The first part will not be randomized. However, the second part, whenever they do fuse together, will be. I think that Rock Throw should be able to handle this. They have 1,000 hit points. Yep, so as long as you go over 1,000, usually the left one preferably, you'll get into the next stage of the fight. Hecarim, okay. This will be fairly simple. I don't even know if we're gonna see his second phase or not, but mostly resistant to physical attacks. It's kind of like the first boss of Vanilla where they wanted to teach you how to use magic. That's anytime he casts Cyclone Water, that means that he's in his second phase already. Tailspin is different from Vanilla also. In Jets, it basically became a single target non-elemental spell. So Ayla does have one spell up her sleeve. Let's see what this key item is. It's either going to be Pendant, or it could be anything else. Prism Shard. Okay. So now, we're still in 600 AD, and you need to be in 600 to turn in the Prism Shard in the kingdom. So let's take a little trip up that way. And now the king should be up in his little area here. Yeah. Talk to him. And now when he says done, I have the shell stored in the castle. We can go and do this side quest now. The trial one. So let's zoom on to 1000. The gate key was telling us something. Marl being there, and then Prism Shard. It's gonna lead to something. I think in this case I would like to get rid of Frog, since you need Marl in this part of the game. Give her, yeah, Silver, and what's... her spells are kinda meh. They don't cost that much. I want Bandana, please. Thank you. Okay. So there are two things you can do here. You can just start the event by going up the stairs and then talking to the guards that are hanging out by the door. And that's how you can initiate the boss encounter. Or if you just want to dip in and see what the item is, you can go downstairs. Just be careful, there are enemies down here. Huh, okay, so the pendant was behind Prism Shard. Go figure. Okay. See, that's the thing, like, I like to make sure that I check the character that's in Dactyl Nest or Future, just to get a general idea of what this seed could be possibly telling me. Since we have the pendant now, we can't leave the castle anymore until we defeat the boss. And these guys are hanging out there. So now's the time whenever we go up here and start a little boss encounter. Make sure for this boss fight you have a nice balance of like magic and physical party members. You don't want to have Nisbel 2 showing up and messing your whole schmeal up in case you don't have magic. In this case we get Flea Plus, which is easier than the original Flea. I'm gonna rock through. I forgot to use a shelter, so don't do what I did. So let's do this, and I have one, so I might as well should use the mid-ether. Yeah, make sure you shelter. That's kind of important. Flare up, and then I want to use... I have no idea what I told Marl to do there. Oh, she's sleeping. That's what happened. Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's ether her up. We're gonna cast Flare again. And that's easy done. Easy come, easy go. This is honestly really, really nice. After this, we can just turn the pendant in and go to the future immediately. And who do I want to go there? I'm gonna send Frog. Let's go out here and save, just to be safe. Okay, Frog, and then, yeah, okay, cool. So, I'm sending him in because Water 2 is cheaper to use than Flare, and it's just a nice AoE spell to have. Save your game outside the castle before you do this. And you can turn in your pendant and go to the trial by talking to the Chancellor, talk to our lawyer friend right there. We lost the case, unfortunately, due to, no fairness. And just for now, I want to take the hero medal off and give him the speed belt. Oh, the guards in here only have 100 hit points. And our weapon is really, really good. It's called the Grand Leon, but it's the upgrade in Masamune. that you would find after visiting Cyrus's grave in the vanilla game. Okay, there's a nice little skip you can do here. If you line it up just correctly, like in the middle right here, like where that gap is, essentially, you can just run right through those gas. And this is why I like to bring in somebody that can use something like water too, or a screen clear, just so you can cast a spell and then go about our day. You just want to make sure you're careful around the guards, so you don't start an encounter. I'm kind of risky. We're gonna say Fritz. I'm sure he's gonna like that. And there is a benefit to saving Fritz. If you have Chrono in your party, and you go to their shop in 1000 AD, you will get 10 meat ethers. So that's 30 MP. And that's such a nice chunky amount of magic that you'll be getting back. Let's see what way he's looking. And I'm gonna be honest, like as soon as they look away, that's when I usually go for it. And if they do manage to catch you, then it's just one of those things where it happens. Again, in this spot, you just kind of want to make sure you're in the center, and then you can do that. I should have replaced Marl now that I think about it, but what's done is done. I need to equip the hero medal. Oh yeah, here I'll show you real quick. Plus 50% damage, barrier, shield. Make sure you're leveled enough to do this check too. There's been times when I've gone here and I wasn't able to get past it. This is the Mega Mutant, it looks like. So fun fact, the Mega Mutant is susceptible to physical attacks. I'm not gonna use ice. But magic is also highly effective, as you can see there. But you can attack Mega Mutant with physical. The other two, not so much. That Prism Shard from the Jerky is kind of carrying me here a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But that's things that can happen. You never know if you're gonna find that nice little overpowered piece of gear that maybe, if you're playing competitively, your opponent hasn't found yet, or just to have fun with it casually. The pendant begins to glow. So what that means now is, I'm switching back to Ayla first off. we can now open these doors. We don't have to go to Zeal and take the pendant to the Mammoth machine. That also means we can open up the sealed chest as well. There's a sealed door there. Trandome. I'm gonna do this. You can talk to the door and then use the Enertron at the same time if you're quick enough. Nice. This is a shop right here. You can run towards the entrance while his text is going on. Gold earring seems kind of nice for Ocean Palace. I really don't plan on using Robo. I'll buy one. There's a really quick check. However, this is one of the harder bosses. Hero Metal, Prism Specs, Power Scale. I want to give this to Luca. So just make sure for this dungeon you're leveled appropriately. It's one of the tougher ones. However, it is the shortest. Charm. Didn't work. She has 34, so I'm gonna give this to Luca right now, so I don't have to worry about giving her more ethers. Gonna try and charm again, and if that doesn't work out, then a gold stud. Okay. Rock Throw is an extremely powerful physical attack for Ayla. Really powerful. And now we're going to see what our key item is. The Dreamstone, okay. So the Dreamstone is part of the Tyranno lair go mode. So it looks like right now we have 2/3 of all of our go mode. Frog and the Sword Piece, which would lead us through Magus Castle. The Gate Key and Dreamstone will take us through Tyranno lair. And the Pendant and Chrono Trigger, which is going to lead us through Death Peak and Black Omen. Right now we're going to do this check here, since there's a nice little sealed door at the bottom of this dungeon. And just to be sure that everybody knows, there's a shop right here as well. Shelters, yeah, why not buy a couple more? Nothing that great. I'm feeling pretty good about this boss fight. Don't be like me, save your game. We have to take out the boss first before we can do anything else, since the seed's back here, which will activate the rat, and then we can use the code. Dragon Tank, okay. Unfortunately, he's immune to fire attacks until his head is Gonzo. So we're gonna do our best to get rid of that. There we go. So now, I should have waited, but I didn't. Cat attack the wheel. And let's do a fire whirl. You have to make sure you talk to the fella right here, and then the rat's gonna activate. You can grab them right here and play it safe, but I'm a risky kind of guy, so I wait till like right there. Just gonna strategically get past all of these enemies here. Take your time. I have muscle memory, I'm gonna hold upright. Yep. You can hug the wall right here. And then L, R, and A is gonna work for that little passcode there. Nice. In case we find Son of Sun, we can use those red mails. And all we're gonna do now is leave. We're gonna get our key item, see what's gonna be. Just take your time. You don't want to get into any unnecessary encounters. Okay, Ruby Knife. So our first go mode is Tyranno Lair. However, there's something else that I want to do first. We're gonna take a little stroll through Genodome and Mount Woe as well, just so we can get a feel for those dungeons as well. There's chests here in the sewers that are really nice to get. Lapis, they hold high tier items usually. Only that one there. And there's one up here as well. In Lab 32. Doomsicle, cool. And I know Magus is in here, but I really want an amulet for status ailments against Lavos or any other of the bosses in general. Water tube. I'm not gonna put him in the party right now. all I really wanted was that amulet, essentially. And let's head on down to Genodome. I think I want to equip Luca with... Yeah, it's a flare fest going on, right? Alright, so we're gonna take care of these enemies first. I'm gonna do conveyor skip, but I'm gonna show the normal way too. I just kind of want to show off, to be honest with you. Take these guys out. Just want to take these guys out really quick so we can activate that little opening there. These laser guards have pretty low hit points too. Say around like 250 to 300. I want to keep the middle one green. And let's do this first. I'm gonna be doing the conveyor skip, but also the normal way too. So this is conveyor right now. Except I forgot to open the thing, so you know, that doesn't help either, so we'll give it another go. You can do it that way, but I'm feeling pretty. Let's see, I think up here there's chests in there. I don't really want that. This door is gonna lead us upstairs, and we're gonna go this way. There's a secret tab hiding right here. I don't know if that's gonna work. And this is the normal way to do it, to get the conveyor. Yeah, we got our little friend right there. Now what I like to manipulate our friend here is by going up here a little bit, and if he's still not cooperating, you can move him around like this way, and then up so that he tends to go that way more. And as soon as you get to about, he's right there, you can go over this way. And there's a speed tab that's up here. And while you're getting the speed tab, he should be heading on over here right now. Yep. So let's kind of guide him over this way to our little doll. Go right that way. There's a secret tab right here. Now that chest right there usually holds a high tier item. So let's go see what it is. I've noticed it likes to hide speed tabs, at least for me. But who knows? Okay, cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. place our little friends right over here. And I want to give Luca back her prism. And that's vanilla. So, Mother Brain, you really just want to take out 2 of the monitors. I have Cat Attack. You want to leave 1 alive. She'll go into a really bad fit if you destroy all 3 displays. Okay, you can cast that. Want to make sure we heal Frog so that he doesn't do... I was thinking of the wrong person. So this could either go good or badly, and we're gonna find out. Let's give our whole party a nice little heal. Mega Bomb. And that's a clone. Now we have access to the Black Omen Go mode. Now I want to go to Mount Woe. I want to do all the checks with you guys and gals. Let's see here. So here's Mount Woe, and then there's a shop in here and an inn. The shop is this gentleman right there. Holding mid-ethers and ethers. Nothing really that special. And the believe the inn, yeah, is right here. My brain is telling me Moonstone's behind here. In that the Bent's hilt is gonna be behind Moonstone. Alright, so let's see here. Nobody has 14 speed, so what I want to do is... Where are you at? I know I have a belt. There it is, so 15 speed. I'm gonna skip the rubble. And just I'm gonna hug here the side of the edges, since an enemy encounter is on the screen. And these are the gargoyles that I was talking about, where they can take your hit points down to 1. I'm not really feeling the 2 items over there. I kind of want to speed on through here. Mount Woe is kind of... people are afraid of it because it tends to be pretty long, but there's an enemy encounter here if you go straight, so you can hug down here. There we go. And honestly, if you skip all the fights, you can get past it in 10 minutes, I'd say. I don't know why I didn't run there, so I'm just kind of waiting. There we go. Fairly high leveled, so I don't really need to take the grinds up here. There we go. These chests that I'm grabbing are kind of freebies. I don't know why I'm feeling Son of Sun, but let's see. Oh, cool, sunshades. Sweet. There's a tab right here. Let's just wait until we get up to the boss, and then I'll put that on Luca really quick. Okay. It is normal flea. Shouldn't really have too much to worry about here. Leap slash. Let's do a rock throw into a flare. Once she hits her second phase, she's going to be using the stare attack. And they'll take... you'll see. Yeah, so it's a pretty hefty piece of damage there. Rock throw, flare, and if I have to heal, do it right now. So this is the last key item that we can get, really. It is the last one we can get. Besides, what's behind desert? Which is the bent hilt, okay. So now we have all the items necessary to get through the go modes. Kinda want to show you something really quick too. With the Magus go mode. So first off, in order to even start this, you need to forge the Masamune. So it's like in the vanilla game, you have to go to Melchior's house with the bent hilt and the sword piece. Now we can unlock Robo as well since we forged the sword now, but you can also get a key, an item from Tabin. That's Marvel's ultimate weapon. Okay, so cool. You can get that as soon as you can forge the Masamune. We have the pendant, which can allow us to open these sealed chests. So let's go pick up Robo. So the only way that you can get this character that's in Burrow is whenever you forge the Masamune. And Robo is required to do the desert check new. And so let's just take a quick peek at desert just so we know the gist of it and how it works with that key item. Okay. So let's bounce out of here. And now we're full. We can do the desert check. Just in case maybe you do find Magus Castle Go mode. However, you're one item away from either finding Tyrannolair or Black Omen, and those tend to be shorter than Magus Castle. And we got the Golem boss here. The Golem boss is gonna do nothing, at all. Easy peasy boss, lemon squeezy. And you can also grab a power tab as soon as you beat the boss. And we're gonna go switch over to Robo and talk to our friend Fiona. And all we gotta do is go to 1000 and enter this nice little shrine that was built. This is a shop right there. They're always gonna have lapises, barriers, and shields. I'm not really interested in any of this stuff, so we're gonna leave. And now Robo's gonna help out Robo, and we're gonna get our key item from here. Which is the Moonstone. So what can we do with the Moonstone? Well, what we're going to do right now is go back to 65 million BC. And then I want to go up, left, right here. Let's turn this in. Let's set her down. Yep, we're going to leave it. And now, to the future we go. We now have the Sunstone, which is gonna let us get a key item from Melchior inside of the castle in 1000. And also in the vanilla game you can use the Sunstone to get the Wonder Shot from Luca's dad. However, since this is a randomizer, we're not really gonna know what we'll get. Rainbow Helm. Yep. So we got a Rainbow Helm from that. And now we'll be able to go up here and get another key item, which is going to be Robo's Ribbon, which we got to go down here. Have a nice little chat with Melchior. And there's a Robo's Ribbon, which is a key item, and that's all the key items that we can get. Now we're gonna get to the nitty-gritty and do some Go mode stuff. The first one I want to do with y'all is the Black Omen Go mode, and from there we're gonna do Magus Castle and then Tyranno Lair. So let's get this set up for Black Omen. So first off we have to stop here, the Keeper's Dome, where Balthasar is. This way we'll be able to go up Death Peak with the dolls. You don't have to do this. I always press the switch. So let's head on over to Death Peak. Make sure we save. Shelter up. So you don't have to talk to the doll. There's a power tab right over there too. I'm kind of tempted to grab it. And then we're able to run up to this tree here, no problems. So as we're navigating through here, I'll show you some skips. As soon as your foot touches like this line right here, I like to go up. And then here, if you're standing in this spot, like you can't move any further right, as soon as they stop moving, which is kind of, this is kind of tough, but as soon as they stop moving, you just want to hold upright and run, and you'll be able to get past these two. So I'm just going to wait here, just like that. And there's another one here on this next screen. You're going to hold right immediately, but as soon as you get into like the center of this little area here, you want to stop, and they're going to run and phase through you, so you don't have to worry about starting an encounter here. So run, stop, and then go. And here, you want to hug the wall to the left. I like to hug up top here to skip the encounters. And you want to hug the right side here as well. You want to hug the wall. Get this. Same thing. Hug the wall. And then kind of stay up here. And go down. Nothing to worry about in this room. Stay to the left. And there's a chest right here. There's a save point down there as well. And there's going to be an enemy in this room that drops down. So hold up, right. No boss, no spawn here. We got rid of that in jets. And just be careful on this screen with falling off the ledge. Just be careful not to touch any of those guys. And now you want to hang to the left. And there's nothing else to worry about here. There is a save point and a chest. So let's save the game. And there's our boss right up here, which is Son of Sun. So first, you want to make sure that they rotate the flames first, and then you start attacking. So I'm going to try left. So miss. And the number of hits that you need on the flame is 10. So as soon as we find it, okay, 1. 3. 4. 5. 7. 8. 'And then that's number 10. This should be the fight right here. You'll notice him start to do this little... He'll move weirdly. It's kind of hard to explain. But as soon as it says Son of Sun loses its fire, the fight's over. And we're just gonna push to the right. Just all the way to the right. And then up. There is a chest over here. And now we get to watch a nice little cutscene. So, remember how we saved Fritz earlier? Well, we're gonna go back to the present and stock up on some things really quick. Their house is right here. Ethers, nah. Oh, Chrono has to be in the party. Yep, Chrono has to be in the party. There's our 10 meat ethers. Okay, Ayla, you go back. I'm gonna do some last-minute shopping here. I'm gonna save my money though. I'm gonna buy a couple shelters and probably just sell. Some. Ooh, I want to equip that onto her. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Now let's go start some Black Omen. Alright, so we're gonna go through the Black Omen first, and then I'm only gonna go through the Ocean Palace once, but I'll show you the other go mode too. Because we don't have to fight Lavos twice. But we're gonna take care of Zeal too. Yeah, this is fine. Fire 2 should be enough. To run away from this fight. gonna wait until they're looking away and then make my move. And I'm gonna hope that Fire 2 does enough damage here. It does, okay. They have 1,000 hit points. 1,000. It's gonna run away and skedaddle. It's gonna be for a lot of the fights in here where we're just gonna cruise on by. We're pretty high level. We can't run from this though, so... Okay, so we can get past that if his eye's closed. We can run there. I'm just gonna wait until they do that. And then I don't think we can skip this one. And we don't really need the tech points or the XP either from these fellas. We can skip this encounter whenever that mutant alien there is looking at the right. That's when we can run past. A lot of the enemies in here are resistant to shadow and lightning attacks, so you want to make sure that you have, like Luca, really good fire spell, and ice works fairly well too. So the amount of fights that you do get from the elevator here varies. It can be you get none, or up to 3. Yeah, so these, the goons, they're resistant to shadow and light, so just make sure you got a nice fire or ice spell. Okay, so 2 encounters there. Make sure you walk through this door since they could be wonky. In this room right here, as soon as you enter, just go right and up. We'll skip 2 encounters there. There's a chest here. And there will be enemies that spawn if you run straight through the middle of these 2 columns. So since there's a chest on the left, I usually head up this way. Grab this. And another one, since I'm playing on an Xbox One controller, I just hold up on the D-pad. So I'm just pressing up right now and running. So we did skip an encounter there. And then on this one, you want to be like towards the middle of this gold square up here or the tile on the floor. So right here, lining your head up with like this right there, and I'm gonna go left. Lots of haste helms. Gold stud. This is a shop right here. Nothing too great. I really don't want anything. Like, we have an amulet already. I'm just gonna save the game here. And the third slot, yeah. Or the first one. Yep. Just so I don't save over the other one. Okay. So, while we're there, let's give her a haste. And haste is always good. Let's do that. I don't know why I was trying to save there. Okay. We're gonna run away from this fight. And this one you have to start the encounter too. Don't hesitate there like I did. It is possible to get this chest too without starting an encounter. You just gotta make sure you stop, like how I was saying. You won't start an encounter whenever they phase through you, as long as you don't move. So I'm just gonna wait here until the coast is clear. Oh, whatever. I'll just run away. I got a mega elixir out of it, so that was kind of nice. Okay, so why am I doing this? Well, as soon as they close their eye, I'm giving it like 5 seconds more. One more blink. So when they do that, you can pass them, just like this. I don't really understand how it works whenever you're up against them like that, but it's a thing. Let's grab that. Ooh, prison dress, cool. So same thing for these guys. As soon as they blink and you don't hear the sound effect, that's whenever you want to make your move. Holding my runaway button. And you want to be a little careful here, like going down. Just make sure that that yellow spot that's like facing south, or the blue spot that's facing north right now, isn't seeing you. Like the little lens. This one. So what we're going to do here is just hug this. And there's the chest down here. Okay, so there is an encounter right here. As long as you follow, like, you don't want to go above this square right here. Like, I think, wait, let me see. Or maybe it is you want to be right on where this line is, and just follow it that way. So we're going to do that. And And there's another encounter that we skipped right there. Save the game. Okay, I thought I saved it for present, so that would have been super sad, but we're now at a boss fight. So it's their slush, is it? It's slash, so, okay. So I want to use more so Frog and Ayla here, dropkick. Since slash is more resistant to magical attacks compared to super slash. So we're just going to keep dropkicking. And I'm going to keep Luca here on standby just to be safe. And if I need to use a mid-ether, I will. No. Okay. Now let's go save the game again. So we don't gotta go through that. And now we're continuing onward. Okay, so the same thing applies here. We could get no encounters, or we could get up to 3. No, these encounters in this room you can't run away from, so we're gonna have to take these fellas down. Nothing likes fire in here. Fire is a great weapon to have. And Chrono Trigger. In Jets of Time Land. It's gonna be a boss fight up here. Let's see. Giga Gaia, okay. I really want to use Fire Whirl here. Gotta take out one of his hands. Good, good, good. Drop kick his face. Flare, flare, flare. Drop kick. Ooh, rainbow. Huh. Haven't found one of those in a hot minute. Spell 2? Okay, so pretty much we're going to be using spells for this fella. So let's, I want to do Flare. Or maybe Fire Whirl would be better. Test some stuff out. $858. Flare. Okay, yeah, so Flare is doing way more than a Fire Whirl. Okay, now we're heading up to the pretty queen herself, Zeal. First phase is not too bad. Frog Flare is gonna be super duper nice, since she's gonna be using Halation as one of her first attacks. I think it is the only attack she will use. So I'm just gonna wait and then Frog Flare. And you're able to... There's a fade glitch here where if you press the menu button as soon as it starts to transition into the next screen to the Mammoth machine, you'll be able to get yourself to the menu. So hopefully I can pull that off. So it's gonna be right here. And I missed it, so we're gonna be going into here with, I'm thinking Frog is gonna be our one using the Mega Elixir, and we're gonna Blaze Kick. You just want to be careful against the Mammoth Machine here. It's... I don't know why I picked Frog Flare, but let's see what it does. Okay, well that's actually really good. You just want to be really careful that you're ready for the attack, that it's an AoE one. And it hurts for a ton, like a truck, so you want to be a little defensive there if you're lower level. Zeal 3 does have some tricks up her sleeve. First off, make sure you do not attack her hands, they will counterattack. And hit for a ton. Your main objective is to just hit her face with whatever you got. And we'll know once we hit second phase, whenever she casts Halation. Right now I'm feeling pretty good with Frog being more on the defensive side of things. Especially with what she just did to... Gonna use a full ether. This first phase has 10,000 hit points. Luca's gonna need some help, so I want to make sure I use a full tonic. Use all your good items now, if you haven't. So one more Blaze Kick will set her off to phase 2. You know what? Drop Kick. Yeah, Drop Kick. Okay, so phase 2 time. And next she should cast a MP Buster. But I'm kind of... She usually likes to cast her little laser spell with her finger. But she did do MP Buster first. So sometimes she won't do that. Okay. Now we're just gonna proceed with... I would prefer if they did that. And then... Leap Slash the middle there. Drop Kick. And that should do enough. Yep. 20,000 hit points. Okay, so now that is one way that you can finish the Millennial Pre, the Black Omen Go mode, just by doing Zeal 2. You will not have to fight Lavos. You can just end your timer as soon as her hand starts to like disintegrate there. So that's one way to win. I'm gonna do this and load, or reset my game here. Yeah, reset. And the sound is loud because it likes to do that, so let us do this real fast. Okay, so now let's do Magus Castle since it's right here. And it's the longer one too, compared to Tyranno Lair. So let's get this bad boy out of the way first. Okay, so Magus Castle does have 2 mini bosses where Flame Slash would be. Black Omen's just chilling above us, that's great. Let's go into here. And this is the second go mode, the one that required Frog, the bent hilt, and the sword piece. Then you had to go to Melchior also to forge the sword, the Masamune. Typically this is, a lot of people in the community will say this is the longest go mode. But if you have a go mode, you have a go mode, so if you're feeling confident with your gambling abilities to maybe find something like Black Omen or even better Tyranno, have a shot at it. I've seen people do that and they've succeeded. Make sure I have them all set to text. I'm gonna start hugging the right side since there's a chest up here. Skip all these encounters. However, we're gonna have to talk to the people over here. I think Fire 2 should be able to clear them out pretty easily. Okay, Zombor is can kind of be tricky towards the end game. Let's see. So the upper body is weak to ice, shadow, and water. So we're gonna make sure that we use physical attacks on the top half, and then on the bottom we're going to use fire with Luca. Gonna do some drop kicking. I was hoping she would take Frog, but that's okay. I'm gonna do this, and mid-ether should work. And then there's a chest right up here. Now, the first part of the flea fight, we're gonna be fighting this little magician dude. I think I want Frog to do that. These guys are always going to be weak to magical attacks first. It doesn't matter like where in the castle they're at. You always want to cast magic. And speaking of magic, we're going to be doing the same thing here. Giga Mutant, really late. Where you at? No, I want to I want Flare. Super resistant to physical attacks, but not magical, so let's do that. And that's good. Frog back up to... Never mind, it's over. Okay, so... Magic. And you want to use magic on Giga and Terra Mutant. And we're not really going to worry too much about menuing right now to equip anything. We're going to do all that until we get to the next save point. I'm just going to run away from these fights here. I got to make sure that, you know what, I'm going to put some... I'm going to Ether Frog. Because we need Water 2 later anyway, and it looks like he's the fastest party member that we have. Well, that fight he was. There we go. There's a lot of skips in Magus Castle that we can do. Okay, so this one is pretty self-explanatory. You don't really want to be getting hit with any of the guillotine stuff. The guillotine. This is Donkey Kong Room 1. You stop, and then keep on going. Same thing here, to be safe. This room up here next is the trap door room. What I typically like to do is I hug the wall right here, and then as soon as I hit this tile right here, this one, I'm gonna move up to this one. And then as soon as I hit this towel, I'm going to be going right over here, and then up. And we're going to be going into DKC2 room. This one's a little more complicated than the first room. So we're going to stop. This person right here you can manipulate with Frog in this case, and then you can slide past them, but you just want to wait. What I'm doing here at the stairs is what I'm essentially doing is I'm getting like to the edge part right here, and then I'm just going straight up. Like I'm not moving right or anything like that. I'm just going from here up and then left. That's what I did with the other parts of this room too. And this encounter is one that we cannot skip, so this is why I put an Ether on Frog, so that he can cast Water too. The guys up top there are resistant to fire spells. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay. This fight we can run away from. Okay. So they're always going to start off with their physical defense turned on, so we're safe to be using a flare. They have 1,000 hit points, I believe, and we easily got them 4 times over there. And all we gotta do in this room is just hug the wall. And as soon as we get up here, I hold up, as I'm running, I'm holding up left, so that I'll be going this way, and then I'll be like that immediately. And I'll skip the encounter that's right here. So I'm just gonna hold up left, and as soon as I hit this little edge right here, my Ayla should be going up this way, hugging the staircase, and I'll be into the next room. Okay, I have enough MP. So you can use the charm ability here that Ayla has to get some extra items. Just make sure you don't steal from Aussie, but the Krang. A Doomsicle, cool. It's okay, we can use those to get some extra money. And if you miss, it'll still count as a hit. Okay, so the right side is the save point. I'm gonna shelter up here. Red mail, tab and vest, that sounds good to me. And now we're gonna go and fight Magus. Basically how this is work, it's gonna be just like the vanilla game, except it's gonna be Chrono. They'll still be using the same spells like Magus does, except the ultimate attack will not be Dark Matter, but it'll be Luminaire instead. So if you don't have enough damage, you can play it safe if you have a white vest or a mail. So just in case they do cast Luminaire, you're not going to have to worry about that. I'm going to drop kick first though. But this is perfect. It's casting fire. Now we're going to wait for Frog, even though Luca can use Flare right now. We want to use the Masamune, which it also works if you have the Grand Leon equipped. It's going to say that the Masamune decreases the magical defense. And we're going to Blaze Kick since Fire is a spell that he cast last. Magus is casting a spell, so now is our time to do whatever we want to. We're going to be doing Blaze Kicks. And that is that. They were pretty generous for us today, casting fire as the first spell that they wanted to use. But if that weren't the case, we could have used Dropkick. Magic Seal of Zeal Palace is broken, so now we can use the Skyways. Alright, so now we have one more dungeon to go through that I want to demonstrate tonight, which is going to be the Chrono lair. So let's get some sweet water here. And then let's on over here. Save. In the very first room here, just go straight. And then we're gonna go right up into here. And in this encounter, we can run away. So press the switch here to set the Dreamstone. We're going to be making our way back up here to the left side. So down, left. And now we're going to go left over here. And in this next room, we're going to wait like 3 seconds for the reptites to move around a little bit. And we're going to hug the top wall. So we're gonna wait and then go up here, and you can skip through. Alright, we're gonna run away from this fight. What I was gonna say here was, as I exit the room now and I go back into it, you can hold up left and you can skip everything. So here's a fun part. So first, to skip some encounters, we're gonna like go up this way and all the way across here, and then I'm gonna pause as soon as we get to like this point. So you just want to go up here. Perfect. Okay, so as soon as you start going down like that, you see this little line right here. It's kind of parallel to this one. You want to make sure that you're going down to here, and we're going to run straight across. So we made it here, and we're going to go straight like this way and go up. And Chrono lair is going to be right. Press that switch. So the same thing basically, you want to make sure that you're going right here. It's parallel to this right here. So we're going to go down and then left. And then this is kind of tricky. What I like to do here is I go here. Like, you can't move any more left than this. And I've been told that people mash the A button as soon as they get to this door. You can skip the encounter. I've done it to where I don't press it, and I still manage to make it through by just going up directly. I'm gonna try that method though with the A button. And sometimes it just doesn't work. That skips the hardest one in Tyranno Lair. Okay, so that's gonna be Super Slash, I believe. Okay. Super Slash is, not that resistant to magic compared to Slash, so we're free to do as we please. Let's Blaze Click and then, get a nice auto attack in here. This is gonna do it. Gonna wait for the save point. Yep. Okay. This one is kind of funky. You kind of like want to make a little diagonal shape, like we're going down this way. Like we're gonna go down right. And then I like to go up to here, and I believe this should be fine. No, it's not. You want to go down. This is where you want to be. So kind of like you're making little V's. So like we're gonna do this, then go up. You can open that by just pressing the A button and then save. Just be careful with these switches here. And I'm gonna go this way, and you can skip these encounters up here by just going down here, so you can't go left, and you're down, like this. And now all we're gonna do is run straight up. And there's the red star over there. First for Tyranno, Black Tyranno, we're gonna have to take out Zeal. So I think a flare should work just fine. She's weaker to magical attacks more than anything. A Zeal break means that we have passed that phase. And we're gonna wait until they remove their defense, and a little message is gonna pop up. And now we're gonna Blaze Kick and just start doing damage. He's gonna be starting a countdown from 5. So we're gonna want to do everything we can. Blaze Kick. I like to use Frog's auto attacks with the Grand Leon and Hero Metal. It tends to crit often, and does pretty decent damage too. now our next objective is to go take down Lavos. So let's go and do that. Okay, so right? No. Okay, so this is there. Okay, so this is where we usually would be. So then right. Okay, not this one, but the one up here. Okay, we're gonna be hopping into Kajar really quick. I think there's a little thing we can do. I think of it like you gotta do water, air, and then fire. I think of it as like if you ever watched like Avatar, The Last Airbender, like the arcs, like you go water, and you know, fire's the last one. You can find a black rock in here though. And there's also a speed tab in this room here. It's gonna be hiding right in this corner. Our new secret shop is gonna be over here. Mega elixirs, dash rings, anything else I can sell for like big money. The flea vest, magic seal, radius. I'll buy 2 more. Okay. That, and then let us go to the Kingdom of Zeal. What's nice too is you don't have to go through the middle layer here. It'll automatically take you to the top, where Zeal Palace is. There's a save point right here. And Yakra, okay. Blaze kick. Yakra will counterattack if he's too far away from your attacks, like, or the party members. Like that. If you wait for him to get closer, like, he's not gonna be doing any of those shenanigans. But since this attack's gonna finish him off anyway, might as well should just blaze kick him. In the Ocean Palace we go. There's not too much up here coming up besides Lavos. There are some tricks, and the grind spot's here too. It's super helpful. We're level 35, so we're not going to be using it, but I will be showing you where it's at. Something scary's waking up. Up, buddy, up, up, up. So here we gotta activate the little button, and we can run from this fight. There's a little doorway right here to the left of us. We can grab this chest and go down this way. Just be careful of the blue Cyclops. And if you really want this chest over here, you can just grab it like this. You don't have to go around. Just make sure you don't get hit by these guys. This will activate the little area here. And I'm just gonna put on a gold stud, because what we're gonna be doing is, this is first the grind spot, which a lot of players use to level up to the sweet spot for a lot of people is around level 30 to 33. However, if you are comfortable with fighting Lavos at lower levels, you can leave this spot at level 27, and if you take every single fight on the way down, you'll be level 33 by the time you do get the Lavos. So like I said, like we don't need this fight. However, it is the grind spot fight. You can go up the stairs over and over again. It'll give you 80 tech points also. You can skip these, gentlemen. Since I don't need the levels, you can fight them at your leisure, but that is not the case today. We're gonna run away from these guys, and we're gonna use this gargoyle here to our advantage by doing this. Now, the reason why we're doing this with Ayla is we want her health to be lower for Dino Tail. Which, let's see here, 440 is not enough. That way we'll be able to get past all the Cyclopses on the elevator and on the way down a lot easier. It's gonna make these fights nothing. A comfortable spot, 180 should be plenty. We can run away from this fight, but I do like to take it. And since Dino Tail is right here, we're at 180 hit points. This is going to be doing a good bit of damage. So here we go. There's a save point over here, and then the elevator. Here's a little demonstration of how Dino Tail is going to be working out for us. Usually you would have to cast like water spells on the blue scouts and lightning on the scouters, but Dino Tail is going to bypass their hit points, so we don't have to worry about that. They're dropping sunshades, that's pretty cool. So we're going to be spamming some Dino Tail. Be nice if I remember to attack. This elevator fight here compared to Black Omen, you're always gonna have 3 fights. Always, always. It's that way. That way. Yeah. Yeah, the scouters, they have nothing against Dino Tail. You can do the same thing with Frog, his Frog Squash. It's just as effective. If you manage to have Falcon Hit, that'll also work. Falcon Hit was changed in Jets to be a full screen attack, but to compensate for that, we nerfed the damage a little bit. And by we, I mean the developers. This door up here can be a little wonky if you just like run into it, so what you want to do is just kind of like walk. Now there's a thing you can do here, it's called Scouter Skip. kind of like want to hug the left side here of the carpet, or whatever this is. I can activate this, and the trick right here to get out is way harder. I'll try to explain it the best I can. However, I will be putting a guide again, like I said, in the description. It'll be from Moon Blizzard. I learned all the skips essentially from him, but as soon as like you go down to run and touch the scouter, you want to go right directionally, but you want to walk, not run. So like you're gonna run, and I messed it up. Yeah, it's difficult because I'm thinking too much about it, but I'll just kind of tell you, or try and show you on the next room here. So we're gonna go on the left side, where the blue thing is here, and then it's so much more complicated to explain than like actually doing it yourself once you understand. But I'll be putting that guide in there in case you're curious on how to do it. We're going to be doing the twin fight up here. And the gold stud, I think I want that to be the sunshades now. Now the twin fight here is going to be different. It's not going to be Golem. Or it could be Golem for all we know. I think I would like it better if Luke got Ayla. It's gonna be a random boss, which it is Hecarim. So we really don't have too much to worry about. We just gotta play it safe with the water cyclones. Frog is probably gonna be our healer for this fight. We're gonna do Fire Whirl. Some water twos. Like I said, Frog's gonna be in the background here. Okay, so we're gonna be pretty careful. 354 is a lot. It'll take Ayla out if she gets hit again, which it did not, thankfully. I'm gonna wait until heal. Okay, that ATB bar is now full for her. I'm gonna cast some Fire Whirl, and now we're safe for now. Hopefully Frog's ATB bar is gonna go up quick. Or this just ends the fight right here. I think it will. Okay. Here comes the end game right here. Lavos is going to be going down. Now, the amulet is really good to have here, since it does have a protection status. However, I think we can pass this first obstacle stage if we... Prism Helm is protect all anyway. So we're going to equip that, so we're safe from status effects, aside from Frog, who isn't, but that's okay. Save the game. Okay, let's go fight Lavos 1. He's going to be starting with the destruction from the heavens, and then go into obstacle. And since we have prisms and sunshades too, the fight should be fairly easy. 10,000 hit points on Lavos 1. 10 or 11,000. So I really want to get all that damage in before they do obstacle. Okay, so Blaze Kick, and then I'm going to be doing an auto attack before he even does the Destruction of Heavens. And hopefully we don't have to worry about obstacle. Well, we won't have to since Luca and Ayla are okay. No, not enough. But this next attack's gonna finish him off anyway. And it's stop. Oh, good thing we have status protection turned on. Let's Flame Kick. Yeah, so roughly 12,000 hit points it looked like there. Probably could have gotten past obstacle if Frog had wanted to crit, but that's okay. That was a really nice fight. Red Mail, Tab Invest. Yeah, this is good. Lavos 2 is pretty tricky. The little bananas that he throws out does a ton of damage. I think with the level we're at though, 37, we should be able to survive them unless he casts 2 of them on just one of our party members. The objective right now though is to get rid of the left arm first. I think I'm gonna have Frog. Depending on what happens here, if it takes out the arm or not, I'm gonna heal. Okay, it did. So let's do an attack here. Yeah, and don't be afraid to use all of your big items. Your elixirs, your hyper ethers, your mega elixirs. He's gonna do obstacle. And if you would happen to have that really, I'm gonna wait because he's gonna do poison now, or Shadow Slay. I don't think that'll stop his status ailment, because stop is honestly the worst thing that you could ever have happen in the Lavos fight. So thankfully we had our protective statuses on. Now we're free to attack though, as soon as he casts Shadow Slay. There you go. This is going to be a little damage race right now before Shadow Doomblaze. That's a pretty chunky attack. Okay, nice. So, like on Zeal, there's the fade screen glitch that as soon as the screen goes completely black, if you press X at the right time, you'll be able to open up your menu and heal, change your equipment, do whatever. And I'll kind of try my best to show you when that's going to happen. You'll see my X input on the bottom screen. Here goes Lavos 3. So as soon as the screen goes black, after this white right here, I missed it, but that's okay. We have plenty of mega elixirs to use just in case if you do miss. We're going to be tagging. I prefer the middle bit. I know in vanilla, left core strats are pretty superior. However, if you get into the prehistory phase, they'll cast Grand Stone, and you're just... he's going to deal an immense amount of damage. So I want to take him out right now before he starts casting any status element attacks. Full tonic, like, we're all in on this now. Now we gotta wait until the lower defenses on the right bit. Okay, I'm just gonna play it safe and heal Ayla. And Frog is once again gonna be the wingman. Right bit does have 20,000 hit points, so 3 more blaze kicks are gonna be it. Mega elixir. We have all these items here, we're gonna use them. Don't be afraid to. And might as well just add for the fun. Get Frog up, hopefully a critical hit here to be fancy. No. So even though he's reviving now, we only need to do 1 more blaze kick on the right, since they have 20,000 hit points. And their defense is still down. You'll know when their defense is up whenever they do like the magic wall effect that Magus has. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure that this is... the game capture isn't like seen, because I forgot to turn off the flashing warning thingy-majiggy on accident, and I don't want anything, you know, any of that kind of stuff to happen. Oh yeah, yeah, it's bright. That's... there we go. Now I can turn it back on. I think I should wait until it, like, starts to... yeah, and then... now. This should work. Yeah, so... this is the Millennial pre-settings on the Jets of Time beta page. It was I meant this really to be like a nice little introductory section for newer players, or those in general that have questions about this little derby that we're having up here for Alfador. We do have play-ins going on for the Discord, on our Discord server, until the 30th. If anybody would want to join this tournament. But it's more, this video's for me is more than just that. It's to kind of spread the word of Jets even more by going through all of these different checks. I know we missed Factory. However, Factory you don't really need to do unless you don't have the gate key. And there's always a chance that gate key can be behind Factory, which means you would have to check Mount Woe. And I think 65 million BC also gets unlocked whenever you go through there, along with magic. It's happened before where people have had to go through Factory to get to their next key item check. So that's always a play too. You just never know, these seeds can get wild sometimes. But I hope that this was useful to anybody. I had fun doing it. It took about 3.5 hours, which is crazy. It's midnight my time. I'll put a link to our Discord below in the description. And Moon Blizzard's guides for the Skippy Poos. And I hope you had a fun time with this. I know my explanation of some of the skips aren't really the best, but I kind of wanted this to be like a mini Camp Specchio for the tournament in case anybody new wants to try out these settings for casual play too. We're here for that also. It's not just all competitive up in this biz. That'd be whack. I'll also be on there too. If you have any questions, just be like, hey Nate, like, can I talk to you about blah 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 blah? I'm like, yeah, sure, if I'm available. And I kind of just want this cutscene to play out, and I hope that everybody has a great rest of their day, night, whatever it may be. And I'm gonna be going to faraway times. Have a great night.